Well, friends, welcome to our Trainlang podcast on level B2 with me. It's my good friend, Matthew. Matthew, how are you today?
Johnny, I'm good. Thank you. Happy to be here. How are you?
Fine. Thank you. Just more happy seeing you. Just it's nice to work with you. Matthew, what are we going to talk about today?
Wow, we got a good subject today, Johnny. It's all about reported speech.
Wow, reported speech. So reported speech. That's amigos when we tell another person or what other person said, no? Or what other people said. So for this, we need more or less to know a little bit the grammar rules for reported speech. So for that, you will need a full class with us because there is a lot of information. But we will just give you some some details. No, on our adverb of this podcast, Matthew, I included the word backshift, backshifting. I don't know, Matthew. Just can you tell us a little bit what that word refers? Or what is it?
Yeah, Johnny, that's a key word for this unit with reported speech because it's the idea of going backwards, backshifting, to go back. And with the grammar rules, that can help us. If you think about the way we're speaking, the tense we're using, when we want to report that speech, we need to step one step back. We need to backshift a little bit backwards. Maybe it sounds strange, but I think with the examples we've got lined up today, it will become clear.
Very good. It's true. I think we have prepared a good podcast. I think our friends will have a nice just little things, no, that will encourage them maybe to learn more about this. So backshifting. Can you just tell us, Matthew, maybe one example about tenses that changes from direct speech to reported speech?
Right. Okay, Johnny. So let's maybe start with a simple one in the present simple tense. The comment speaking about a group of people, and someone says they are surgeons. They are surgeons. That group of people there in the lobby, they are surgeons. Okay, now if we want to report that speech, maybe our friend arrives and we say, hey, can you see that group of people? Well, he told me that they were surgeons. Okay, so our backshift has happened with the verb to be. They are, we take are and we move it back and it becomes were. They were surgeons.
Very good. Excellent. Fantastic. So maybe another detail, no, for our friends as well that they should keep in mind with the reported speech is about the point of being careful with the use of the pronouns, right? Just remember to change pronouns as well. No, just when you talk about the person or something, no, just he told me. That's fine. Okay. Good. Another example on this, we can say it's with the use of will. It's another example. So I will call you later. No? So maybe you were together, no? And I was with Stefan, no? And he said, "I will call you later." You know that he never calls back. But anyway,
I was struggling to understand this example, but yeah, okay.
All right,
let's go with
it.
Right.
All right, then just I might say he said that he would call me later. He would. So we change will to would. All right, good. So another area where also we need to pay attention, it's with the use of modals. I don't know, can you give us an example?
Yes, Johnny. Okay, so modals, we use them a lot. How can we report speech with modals? Well, an example, I can speak Spanish fluently. Okay, right. How do we change that can? How do we move can back? How do we backshift? Well, we use the modal could. So can becomes could. If the person who was speaking was a woman, then we would report the speech by saying, oh, she said that she could speak Spanish fluently.
Very good. Excellent. And then there are other cases that it doesn't change. When we use could, for example, we don't change this one. Very good. Fine. And then another area that I think our friends might see the need to pay attention, it's when we talk about time. Just when we talk about referring to time, I don't know, can you give us an example?
Yeah, this is a good one, Johnny, because of course we're moving everything backwards. So we've got to move the time backwards as well. Otherwise it won't make sense. So an example, I went there yesterday. Okay, so the reported speech of that would be, he said that he'd been there the day before. So yesterday becomes the day before.
Very good, excellent. So, para nuestros estudiantes que todavía están aprendiendo, ¿no? Un poquito el inglés, because this is a B1 level, ¿no? El reported speech, ¿no? Mencionar algo que otra persona dijo. Estamos recordando un poquito las reglas gramaticales de cómo tenemos que usarlo. But something our students also need to remember is that not always do we need to backshift. No? Just so, for example, when what the person said is still true, then we don't change that. No? So I was thinking about this example. No? Teacher says the world is round. Good. So how would we say that to Stefan? we would tell him, well, the teacher said that the world was round.
No, because we, as far as we know, and we hope it continues to be round. So we don't need to change the verb there to backshift. We can leave it as it is.
Very good. So it continues the same. It continues the same. No. Okay. So, but on this topic, no, just we were going to talk about gossiping. Gossiping in English. You know, when I read this verse, I said, "Wow, gossiping in English using reported speech." No, but it's true. No, it's true. Just it's when we share news, rumors, stories about others, reported speech comes into play because we have to pass or share what someone else said. So it's interesting. No, if we are going to gossip or tell something about what someone else said, we need reported speech. So, Matthew, can you tell our listeners a little bit about the verbs that can be used?
Right, Johnny. Okay, you're right. So gossiping, although everybody denies it, I think it's fair to say most people do it. No, so we need to use reported speech. We also need to use reporting verbs to introduce the idea we want to pass on. What did that person say? So what verbs can we use in English to introduce the comment? Well, there's very common ones like said, he said, she said, and I think most of our listeners, our students are familiar with that. But we can increase our vocabulary and add a little bit of flavor to what we're saying using words like claimed. Oh, he claimed. Or maybe she admitted. Or it's alleged. And by using these different verbs, I think, well, I'm sure you would agree, Johnny, it changes, doesn't it? A little bit the feeling, you know, if we say he claimed, is it really true? Is it perhaps false? Or she admitted, wow, it must be true if she admitted doing that. So these reporting verbs are really useful to change the feeling of the information.
Very good. No, and then also, no, when you gossip in English, sometimes you don't want to be too direct, no, or just share information without directly implicating ourselves. No, so instead of saying he's dating someone new, now we are going to gossip. Just I heard, I heard that he is dating someone new, So then just that's something I heard. So we use that that verb. Good. Okay. So I think more or less just we have covered a little bit what's the connection between gossiping in English and the use of reported speech. I don't know, Matthew. Just do you want to gossip a little bit about?
This is the part of the podcast I was looking forward to.
Yeah, just about our friends. I don't know, Peter or Stefan. So tell me the last thing you heard about them.
Well, Johnny, I saw Peter yesterday, and he told me that he had inherited €1 million from his uncle who recently died. I don't know whether that's true.
Wow, so amazing. That's so just we were best friends with Peter now. Just gossiping. Oh, poor Peter. Just I think he needs to continue working, Matthew. Just
sadly, I think you're right. Yes.
Yeah. So, but I heard Stefan yesterday, and I heard him saying that that you are the best teacher in Trainlang, Matthew, and I think that's true. I mean, that's not gossiping. That's true.
This is the danger of gossip, Johnny. The most unreal and unbelievable stories that aren't true start to circulate.
All right. Well, let's stop gossiping. I think we will get in trouble. So, Matthew, just if our friends just want to continue learning with us English in our website, as you mentioned before, just we have an amazing one. We have also the summer classes coming, intensive. So just if you want to join us this summer, please just where can they go?
Yeah, Johnny, get across to www.campus.trainlang.com. And I think you mentioned at the start of the pod, there's lots of information about reported speech. So we've only mentioned a couple of things. So get across to the webpage and book a class to learn more.
All right. Bueno, amigos, it was very nice to see you. Matthew, thank you very much for your help.
Thank you, Johnny.
So see you next time.
See you next time.
So,
Goodbye.
Bye.